This lesson is what's called a case study. We are going to do a case study on this Starbucks Unicorn Frappuccino because what these guys did in social media to sell this particular drink is amazing. In order to do this assignment, you're going to have to open two screens. You want this video playing in one screen, and then have your note catcher in the other screen. So as we talk about the important things, you'll be able to answer those questions. So, what was this drink? Well, the Unicorn Frappuccino existed for a week in April of 2017. That's right, a week. It was done by April 25th, 2017, and it hasn't appeared since. And it was vibrant pink, like not a natural pink, with some unreal blues in it. It was highly photographic, so it had a huge social media appeal. What did it taste like? I've been told it's sweet and fruity, tart and tangy. I've heard people say they tasted Skittles, they tasted Sour Patch inside of it, they tasted mango, they tasted melted popsicles, they tasted Greek yogurt. So I can't really put my finger on what it tasted like, and no, I never had one. So take a look at the nutrition facts. You are looking at a sweet drink. I think the 410 calories, probably low, but that's what they published. So when this thing hit the social media airwaves, holy cow, did it take off? 132,900, so almost 133,000 tweets, 699 plus Facebook posts, 11,900 Instagram posts. You're talking millions and millions of people who are seeing this thing show up online. But the next thing is a study on why viral is important. There were over 100,000 images shared of people drinking this drink, 141,000 plus cross-channel hashtags. So hashtags you might put out on Insta that would also be picked up in Facebook, for example. Snapchat, they couldn't even count the number of streaks and stories that were going on that. All of this was for free. They didn't pay for this advertising. This is what they got their users to do to push their product out. So Starbucks is really smart with their marketing. They always have been. They made three deliberate decisions that made this product take off. Number one, they made it a limited edition event, so you had to get it right then and there. Two, bright pink colors. Doesn't matter that it's not found in nature or that it's got all kinds of food dyes in it. Bottom line is it's pink. It catches your eye. And the third thing is they let it go in social media, which means once it took off, a lot of people would do their advertising for them for free because they talk about the drink. And that, my friends, is advertising you don't pay for. Now, this issue of target audience, it's not that you can't buy the product if you're not the target audience. Of course you can. Anybody who had money could go buy this product. But they really said we're going to try to hit a certain target audience and really get it to catch on. They picked primarily customers aged through 10 through 35. They marketed towards a predominantly female audience. And I don't want to get into too much gender stereotype, but at the end of the day, you look at pink, you're looking at models with long nails, you're looking at lots of flowers. That's a pretty solid head fake towards a female audience. And again, if you like that and you're not female and you identify as something else, that's fine too. I'm just saying that that's what they had in mind. And then finally, they went social media first. Again, I want to emphasize, if you can make it something that's viral in the social space, people will do your advertising for you. One of the things they did with this campaign was they did a lot around brand awareness. So they had pictures and social media teasers that talked about it in a pre-launch. In other words, you really couldn't get the product, but you were looking at this thing and it looked all pink and all yummy. And then once they did launch it, they went bananas and they put out thousands and thousands of social media hits of their own until their audience picked up and carried it forward for them. And then after it was done, they kept the conversation going. One of the things they did in social media was they interacted with their users. If people made comments, oh, is it coming back? Blah, blah, blah. They responded. So they kind of keep a post-launch impact so that even if you are not going to actually get the Unicorn Frappuccino again, you're going to become a loyal Starbucks customer, which is really what they're looking for. And user-generated content was the key to success here. You had Instagram posts, you had Twitter reactions, you had YouTube reviewers, people who actually went online and did a whole vlog entry. They didn't have to pay for all of them. A lot of people just went ahead and did it. And of course, once something went social and viral, it went global. So there were international demand. Now Starbucks has market impact in Africa, in Asia, in Europe. Huge. The global trend became a social media phenomenon, and it started talking about discussions about what these things mean in certain social spaces and certain cultural spaces. It opened up a lot of doors across the planet. So what are some of our lessons to take away from this? Three things that right off the bat I can say they did extraordinarily well. First of all, visual appeal. Just look at that pink, those colors. They also, so that created visual appeal. You're going to look at it. The limited time offer thing, as soon as you think, I'm only going to get to try this once, the heck, I'll try it. And if 100 million people say, oh, heck, I'll try it, that's a lot of Frappuccinos, even if they don't try it a second time. And then finally, the kind of content they put up depended on the platform. Things that were going on Instagram were a lot of square pictures of people doing things, and drinking things and doing it live. If you're going to work in like a Facebook or a microblogging type of a space, it would be commentary, text commentary on it. All of this was good, and they did a lot of that really well. Now, off of this one drink, you have a lot of what they call brand collaboration potential, meaning you can create influencer partnerships. There are people who already have big followings online, and if you can get them to unpack, review, endorse your product, they're going to love you. The second is cross-brand promotions. What if I'm the person making the whipped cream? What if I make a colored whipped cream that goes well with this? Then I can get my product on the coattails of an already successful drink. And then user-generated contests. What if, it's where are you going to drink your Frappuccino in the craziest place, or with the craziest outfit, or dressed to match your Frappuccino? These are things that you can do online as online dares. You see that a lot in the TikTok universe. Now, after this was done, they did learn a few things. The first of which is something called the FOMO effect. The FOMO effect means your fear of missing out. People are going to try it. They're going to get involved in it just because it's a limited time. Social proof. Once you start seeing something appear in social media thousands and thousands of times, it's got a credibility, even if you've never had the product. And then the other piece is they've made it about the experience of drinking the product, not how delicious it is, just how amazing it is. And we haven't really talked about how it tastes. What about the tools that we have today that we didn't have back in 2017 when this thing happened? We have augmented reality. What if we did walkthroughs of the product? We have AI. So, what if AI could actually create all kinds of character generated pieces and generative content that we could personalize to make it not just something that everybody wants, but something that you personally want? And the other thing is, how much more can we use things like TikTok challenges to get people involved with this drink? It's pretty amazing how far you could take it. And finally, I do want you to realize there's some amazing things about this campaign. One, it was out for about a week, the third week of April in 2017. That's 7 years ago, and we're still talking about it, right? Starbucks got sued badly for this because apparently a week after it came out, there's a Brooklyn cafe that realized, hey, we've actually been serving that drink for a long time, and they ripped it off. Nothing ever came of it because it was in the market and gone in a week. And then finally, the flavor reviews, everybody said it was too sweet. The baristas hated making it because it was really complicated to make, and none of that mattered. We're still talking about it 7, 8 years later. It's still getting social media traction. It's amazing. And this thing was out for 7 days or less. So think about that. So the next thing you're going to do is jump into your note catcher. And if you haven't been taking notes right along, take a look at it. You may have to scrub over the video. What was the content of the ad? What was the conversation about? Look specifically at what's there. Go ahead and look at the printed materials I included because it's got better visual examples, perhaps, or ones you can zoom in on. Who is their community, their target audience, and how are they connecting with them? Let's go get those 4Cs done. Next, tell me 5 things that they did at Starbucks to make this campaign a success. You should have that by looking through the video, or if you need to, also check the written materials that's also attached to this. The same information's in both places. 5 things that made the campaign successful, and put it in that box. Finally, on the bottom of that note catcher, I really want to see you do an analysis, answer this specific question, and justify your thinking with evidence from the case study we just did. Who do you think is the target market for the unicorn Frappuccino, and why do you think that? So tell me who you think it is, and tell me what visual evidence, what behavioral evidence, what things they did that tells you that's who they're going for in that market. And then finally, it was wildly successful. I gave you some clues in the case study. What things specifically did they do that made this wildly successful? Give me specific reasons why, and that is your mastery check. By the way, over here, I've also got some Frappuccino posts. That's actual, authentic posts, social media posts about the Frappuccino while it was happening. If you look at the companion PDF, it's all of this information in text form. It's also in there with some better visuals if you need to see them up close. So hopefully you'll be able to get it done just from the information you have. Thanks so much for watching. Good luck.